Hi, my name is Jordan Johnson, and I just wanted to talk with you a little bit about engaging your guests in your parties. Now, whether you are having a home party or a Facebook party, you really do want to treat your guests like you are in the same room with them. That's what we like to call the virtual living room. And just like you would coach your hostess to do, it's hugely important that you really do engage them. If you're in a real home party or any party at all, really, you're not going to sit over in a corner by yourself and just wait for people to talk to you. That's not going to make you a lot of friends in any social situation, and it is certainly not going to help you sell any books. So we really want to behave in Facebook parties the same way that we would in a home party. And so hopefully the first thing that you do whenever you're at a party, if you're greeting someone that you don't know, the first thing that you're going to do is introduce yourself. And so whenever you open an event in Facebook, the first post you do should always be an introductory post. Tell them a little bit about yourself, how long you've been doing this, and a little bit about your family. And that brings us right into the second thing, which is to engage in a dialogue with your guests. And you can start this with that very first post. How do you engage in a dialogue? You ask questions. And that is hugely important. In every single post that you do, you should always ask questions. And they should not be yes or no questions. They should be creative questions. Some good examples would be, how often do you engage in quality time by reading with your child? How often do you need 5 extra minutes hands-free? That's a perfect opener for the activity books or wipe cleans. What is something that you do to demonstrate the importance of reading in your home? And when I'm starting with that first introductory question, ask them to tell you a little bit about their family. Tell me a little bit about your family. Whenever you're doing that, you're starting that dialogue with them. You're initiating the conversation. And so that step is really important. So now that you've asked some really great questions and you're hopefully getting lots of comments on your posts, this is the opportunity for you to make connections with your guests. This is not a sales gimmick. This is how we build relationships. And you do want to create a good client and consultant relationship with all of your guests, because hopefully they're going to be a customer for the long term. So whenever someone comments on a post and says something like, "Oh my goodness, these Shina lights are awesome," if you were in a home party and someone said that to you, you would not stare back at them with a blank face. And you should not do the same thing in a Facebook party. You should not give them a thumbs up, and you should definitely not ignore the comment. You should jump right back in and say something like, "I know, aren't those awesome? You could totally pair that with a flashlight and it would make a perfect birthday gift." And a quick side note, you and your hostess should be tag teaming this. You should have coached them to do the same, and the two of you should both be engaging in this. Hopefully you show them with your introductory post and by asking them questions that you're not just some sales robot, but their hostess is still their friend. So you definitely do want them to be involved in this process as well. So hopefully you started on the agent interest post by getting to know a little bit more about their children. They may have told you a little bit about their family in the first post, and hopefully with your second post you've learned a little bit more about their family, ages and interests, etc. And now you are really starting to get to know them a little better. And with every post, if they're commenting on those posts, you are getting to know them that much more, and also what their family's needs are, which gives you a huge advantage as their consultant. And I'm pretty sure that most of you are doing this, but if you're not, definitely make sure that you are giving them party prize points for participating, because that is how we get to know them. We need them to comment so that we can make those connections with them. So now that you've made those connections with your guests, it's not going to be as uncomfortable or feel as forced whenever you message them and say something like, "Hey, I just wanted to let you know that Jane's party is closing. Can I help you with any personal recommendations?" Or, "I remember that you liked this book and this book. Can I help you with your order?" And they're going to be more comfortable saying something like, "Actually, yes, I really need more recommendations for this situation." Or they may be more comfortable coming back to you and saying, you know what, I really would love those, but I just can't afford to order right now, which gives you the opportunity to say, may I make a suggestion for another way that you could get those for a discounted price or for free? Or to say, what are your thoughts on having a party and getting those for free? And because you've already made those connections with your guests, that is going to feel like a more organic progression. So hopefully that demonstrates just how important all of that communication during the pre-party and the party really is to your business. So I hope this gives you some great tips for engaging with your guests, and if you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks.